Welcome back to Gunnin' to Go. We're digging one up from the archives today. Got a fun trip we took in 2019 to Duluth, Minnesota. And it was a special trip to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the first ones that we did away from home, and the kids just loved it.
It is. We did a bunch of local campgrounds, staying within an hour and a half. This one was just over 2 hours away. Or no, it was 3 hours. 3 hours away. It was an hour and a half, and we stayed in the middle, then another hour and a half. So it was challenging to do any towing in 2019, towing with the half ton. But I wanted to share this video with you and just let you guys know this is old footage. This is going to be filmed from my cell phone, and the channel, although it was an idea and I'd already created the Gunnin' to Go channel, didn't really know like what we're going to be doing and camera equipment, all that. So this is just going to be some of the footage that I captured on my cell phone. I'm going to put together a nice video, more than anything just for our family's memories. We really want this video because it's like our first like trip type thing. So we're going to get that up on there, and then we will have the live stream I did on Twitch for our Twitch gaming community. That was also done in Duluth, and that was a couple hours, so it's kind of fun watching some of the ships go through under the aerial lift bridge. And then we will have three or four more videos after that that are going to be live stream footage on Twitch from 2020, so from last year. So there'll be, I guess, 5 videos total, all a little bit different content because, again, it wasn't necessarily made for YouTube, but we want to share it on our channel. And then right after that starts the barrage of project videos from this year, 2021. Before, back in March when we dug it out of storage, we were getting all the upgrades done, and then comes the 8 or so episodes from the trip as we sit here in beautiful Alabama. We look forward to having all these videos caught up. Hopefully in the next month to 2 months we'll be up to the end of this trip, and then we'll be 2 weeks behind on our videos. Some channels do a month or more, and we might as well, but we'll be about 2 weeks so that we can keep more current, and we'll start getting those live streams coming. Sit back and enjoy, and we will see you all again soon. It didn't take us very long before we were starting to plan trips, camping locally, until we can get a bigger truck to take us farther. But we've got so many trips that we plan on doing in the future, and we would like to start those as early as 2020. This year, however, we snuck in at the last minute, and the weather's changing, so it kind of was last minute. We snuck in one really fun trip up to Duluth, Minnesota.
As Brandon said, we did spend the last couple of days in Duluth, Minnesota. It's a place that both him and I had a lot of fond memories as a child, as children growing up.
The place we stayed at was the Lakehead Boat Basin, and it was a giant paved parking lot. It's a marina that stores boats in the winter, and in the summertime they rent the place out to RVers. They had, I think it was a dozen, because we're in 12 spot at the end. It was like 12 spots of full hookups, and then they have 30 some spots of electric and water. And so we were in the full hookup, and I loved it. There was no mud. We had so much rain, and if we'd have been anywhere other than, on pavement or concrete, we would have been definitely dealing with a lot of mud this past weekend with 4 kids running in and out. Couldn't have gotten any better location. You're right down next to the aerial lift bridge, which is very close to many of the attractions in Duluth are right down by the waterfront and right down by the aerial lift bridge. And so we would open up the door to the RV, and you could see the top of the lift bridge on the other side of some houses. So it was really cool.
The kids really like seeing the lift bridge go up and down and watch the big ships come through, and they just had a really fun time just experiencing that, because where we live there is no large body of water, and so to them it looked like the ocean.
Yeah.
It was just, they were just in awe seeing these huge ships come through and just watching the bridge go up. And
it wasn't no more than a day later, and we got to where we are. We left there, and they were playing what?
They were playing Duluth, which meant they were sitting on our coolers and going back and forth throughout
our
the
coolers
camper.
became cargo ships that they were, yeah, and then 2 of them were acting as the bridge, and they were pushing the coolers through like the cargo ships.
That's probably one of the best memories we've had just so far of taking this trip, was just watching them come up with another simple game that they thought was pretty awesome, and they spent an hour doing it last night, just playing in this little area here, and we both looked at each other and said that was pretty awesome. That
was worth it.
Have them come up with that on their own and just have fun with that memory.
Yep, definitely. One of the things that is really enjoyable about being down there, and I think people do enjoy about Duluth, is being able to watch these huge freight ships called Lakers come through there. Now, there are the Lakers, which are around 1,000 feet in length, and then there's the Salties. Those are the ones that actually can fit to the St. Lawrence Seaway. They can reach out to the ocean and go anywhere in the world. They are actually smaller at around 750 feet, and they're multiple different colors, and you'll see quite a few of both types of ships. So we were lucky enough to not only see the Salties, see fishing vessels, and I think we've seen 5 Lakers, but we actually got to see the biggest one. The first day we were there, when the weather was nice, we got to see the Paltagertha, I think is how you pronounce it, which is the biggest one on the lake at 1,013 feet, I think it was. So it's like 9 feet the biggest. The rest are all either 1,000 or 1,004 feet. So they're big, they're huge ships. And when they're moving through there, it's unreal. I think they have to be that size just because, not only what they're carrying, but something to do with the buoyancy, because they're on fresh water, and which is less buoyant than salt water. So these ships are just super wide, just massive ships. So really something to see, even if you've been out to the ocean and seen some of the big ships there. These will definitely blow your mind away on how big they are, and the kids enjoyed it. So we got to see the Paltagertha go through, and that was quite a sight to see that thing go under the bridge.
Another activity that we did was go to the Maritime Museum down by Canal Park.
Yeah, Canal Park it's called.
And it was really cool. Very highly recommend. It was free, which was great for our big family. Didn't have to pay anything.
Can't beat that.
And the kids learned a ton about Lake Superior, how Duluth was used for all the shipping.
All the history, with the bridge, with Duluth. Army Corps of Engineers, I think, owns that museum or runs it or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's free to go in there, and it's a phenomenal museum. I mean, if you go down there, you've got to, even if you only have a half an hour, walk through it. You could easily spend a couple of hours there. So I actually went in there twice. I actually live streamed one of the days on Twitch and took all of our Twitch audience in there, which was really cool, and got to watch some more ships go through while I was there, and got to live stream that. Got to live stream some ships going through, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, they have a lot of hands-on activities for the kids to just look at, and you can see Lake Superior and how deep it is in different pockets. And they got to learn that, and all sorts of fish that are in there.
Which is important because we homeschool.
Yeah, we used it as our homeschool history for this part of this week.
So there's a lot of stuff involved there for the kids.
Probably one of the ones that they really enjoyed and spent the most time in was going in to see where the captain with the steering of the ship would be.
Yep.
And they got to pull the
and running
bells.
the logs. Yeah.
The log interactive one was very cool.
Yeah, they actually had the levers and stuff to pull.
Our oldest Aiden spent some time there, and he seemed to enjoy that.
Yeah. After that, we went to eat
at Grandma's restaurant.
Not our grandma.
It was really good. They specialize in a lot of local Minnesota foods, and
everybody says when you go to Duluth you have to get a wild rice burger, and I've heard several places that have them, but Grandma's is pretty well known, and it was so good. I could have ordered another one. It was amazing. What did you get?
I got the wild rice chicken salad, which was also very good.
Yeah.
So.
And wild rice soup, chicken soup. Yeah, it wasn't their soup of the day. It was just one of their soups they're known for. Yeah. I got a big bowl of that. I had a very hard time sharing. And same with my burger. So if you're a big meat person, do not be shied away. You've got to try the wild rice. I know why everyone recommends it. I know why they say you got to get wild rice burger when you're in Duluth. So another attraction that we did while we were in Duluth was to walk just a few blocks downtown to the Vista Fleet, I guess it's called. They have two sightseeing boats that are, cruise boats, the Vista Star and the Vista Queen. The Vista Star is their bigger boat, and we actually took a ride on that, which costed our family $60 some dollars for the six of us. A very reasonable price for what they give you. It was a 75-minute boat tour that we took. They're sightseeing. They have a couple different ones. They also have dinner cruises and such where they feed you. This one did have refreshments. I think you could get a hot dog and some other things on there. We didn't do any of that, but because it's 75 minutes, so it's not that long. You're on the boat, but they take you out to the harbor and they explain the history of the area and show you a whole lot about the local history. Again, so the kids were getting loaded up on that.
Bridge tenders are on duty 24 hours a day. There's always a bridge tender in there. Every bridge tender does a 8-hour shift now. They used to do 12-hour shifts. That probably wasn't a whole lot of fun for them, especially the evening shift where you were here from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning. Now, don't feel all that bad for them if you are. They actually don't have to do much up there. Most of the time they're pressing a button every half hour to go up and down. Otherwise, they're sitting in really nice comfy chairs watching TV. Don't get me wrong, they gotta keep an eye on live camera feeds in the harbor of the lake with ships coming through, checking down the wind speed direction, currents, fluid, or anything like that. But like I said, I know the press button every half hour generally. I actually got to go up there last summer for a couple of hours. It was pretty cool. Just out of curiosity, when I was up there, I asked them what their job was like, and they said it is kind of a boring job. There's not a lot of ship activity. A day like today is a great example of that. There was only one ship that went through the harbor today, and that was about an hour ago, and there's really nothing else happening. But then they said on days when there's a lot of ship activity, it can be a lot of fun. On days like 4th of July fireworks, that's a lot of fun too. Basically, they said like any other job, theirs has its ups and downs.
Just a couple of things that I thought was remarkable about that tour was, well, of course, the views from the water, which are unique because you don't get them unless if you're out on a boat there. But also just some of the odd things that they showed us, like that. There was a boat there. It's not going to be there when you guys go because they're scrapping it. But it was a 120-year-old freighter from like the
1909.
1900, I think. They said it was before the Titanic by like a decade or something. It It's crazy. It was very old, and the ship just looked amazing, but it was there being scrapped out. So there's no telling what you'll see when you go there, and there's a huge scrap yard. I know that's not something that most people are like, I want to go check out a scrap yard, but you're going past all this industry. And as I was live streaming from there, and I was telling the folks on my live stream, it's amazing to see all of and it's busy this time of year because of the harvest season, but you see all the grain coming off of the farmers' fields, going from tractor to the truck on the side of the field, trucks taking it to the co-op, the trains taking it from the co-op to these ships, and these ships taking it to the rest of the world. And you see firsthand, American farming and what it produces. And kids enjoyed it. I mean, that was very powerful, and almost made you feel a little patriotic, because you always hear that we do feed a lot of the world here with our farming, and here you see it, and as well as the steel, the coal, the iron and all that for steel. So
when we were there was also 2 ships that were there, and one was there for 2 weeks.
There was 5 of them.
They were waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, when we got up to one of the other attractions we'll talk about, we actually saw there was 5, and out on the boat we saw quite a few. So
they're just hanging out there waiting for everything to be ready for them to take
they
to
take
their
their
country.
turn. Yep, taking their turn. So one ship comes out, and another one goes in. So it's busy. It's harvest season. In the fall, we went in the first week of October. And one of the other things that I didn't remember per se, not that I maybe would have, I was probably less than 10 the last time I spent time in Duluth, but was the Minnesota Slip Bridge. Went and looked, it was because this thing was built in 91 or 92, and so it would have been before my time. I was there as a kid in the 80s, so they got a neat little slip bridge, and there's not anything like too special about it other than it just goes up and down. I guess it allows you not to have to walk around the marina, but it is an iconic thing in Duluth. Not like this, not like the slip bridge, but we walked across that a couple times, and the Vista Cruise actually is right next to it, so you'll certainly probably walk across that. Just another neat thing in downtown Duluth. So as far as Gooseberry Falls, that was made in 1927. No, I'm kidding. It's not man-made. God made it. It's been there longer than people, and it's amazing. It's
very cool.
Yeah, we didn't actually get like a lot of like history on what created it, but I'm sure glaciers and all that. It's really cool. It's 3 different waterfalls that come down in a very short distance. One's on the other side. The upper falls is on the other side of the highway. We didn't see that one. We didn't have a lot of time, but the middle, which is probably the most iconic, I could be wrong because I haven't seen the upper, but the middle and the lower falls are beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
And it's a lot of great walking. The walk to get there is super simple, so nothing to worry about, and that was free. It was free.
They do have a museum of some type to go into and get some information. I don't know, we didn't go into it.
It was locked.
But
it was.
There might be some more history information there if you want.
It's a pretty nice place, and let the falls do speak for themselves on that. Now we're at Gooseberry Falls in Minnesota. No, it's not really a town. Gooseberry Falls. And the falls are incredibly beautiful, but also very loud. Since we've had so much rain, there is a lot of water coming through. Now this is the middle falls, right? Lower, I think, is right down there. We're going to try to see that. This is the middle, and the highway is up there, and then the Minnesota Highway is where the upper falls is. So we'll show you some footage of that, and definitely hope you enjoy it. we're here at the Split Rock Lighthouse, which is an hour north of Duluth here in Minnesota. And we just went up in that lighthouse. We learned a lot about it. I think my brain is too cold to remember half the things that we learned about it. What year was it built, kids? 1909. He's sharp. 1909 it was built, and Alex is keeping busy over there. It was built in 1909 and it first lit in 1910. And it was lit by kerosene until 1940 when they installed electricity, which is in the building over here. They put in, they ran electricity out here, and then they had a generator in that room out there. So that was put in 1940. So they had 3 families up here because they had the foghorn right over here, and they had the lighthouse. So that required 2 people, right?
Right. And I had an extra one because they wanted someone for a groundskeeper, because if the foghorn had to go off or a person had to light the lighthouse, then another person had to be here if something else mechanical was wrong. So they had to have 3 families here, 3 people here working at all times.
3 families. And also, they told me another thing, in the houses that they stayed in are right behind. These were exceptional houses in 1910 because they had flush toilets, running water. What else did they have? Their central heat. Yeah, the central heat. Stuff that just didn't exist for that time period. And some of the other reasons that they told us they put 3 of them out here was they were designed by a lawyer, so they were really done nice. And they said that they had done studies about people that were isolated, and they kind of decided it would be better to have 3 people that were here staying at this lighthouse, 3 families and all the people, because they were isolated. There was no road here until the 20s. Only way to get here was by the ship. So that was it. So we'll probably talk more about it when we're indoors. It's very cold and very windy here today, and I don't know how much that's going to get on the video. So we'll share some of the video that I shot while we were here and pictures, and definitely a good place to visit.
Yeah, it is. It was $10 per adult, and then kids 5 to 12 were $5, and under 4 are free.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight like bows, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, can't touch the bottom, sit into a tumble, waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy, losing my direction. My bearings have me south of home. I've been wrong before.
Over there, somewhere.
I've just spent a lot of time up here just looking at those views. Oops. Neat.
Oh, the ladder to go up?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. No, it's just a military. Oh, that goes inside of the wall.
Yeah, look at how that looks.
Yeah, they have to go up there to light the lamp, right? Does that say up there?
And that's what's driving it. Alex, are you looking at that?
It didn't say. Here, I see it. Stay here.
Oh,
Just stay here.
Isn't that neat?
What does it say? 82 Rue Corral, 82 Pierce.
Yeah, to crawl up in there. That is such a view.
Look at the waves over there, these crashing
I know, that is a great view. Alright, this is the view that you get if you go on the trail down from the Split Rock Lighthouse. There's two ways to get down here. One is to walk on a trail and the second is to drive. This one's a video. It's very windy down here, but I'll give everybody a little view of what you get to see.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with fair light goes, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow.
When we were on the Vista Queen, it was recommended that we go to Enger Tower, which was a free park.
Free
Park. So it was a 16-minute drive from where we were downtown.
Was it 16?
Yeah, it was only 3 miles.
Yeah,
but
it's not far. It's just traffic lights to get through.
Get up there. You can actually go up into the tower and look out towards the city. It's a 360 view. So
it's
you
a
can
park.
see the pretty farms on the one side. You can see Duluth and Superior on the others, and then
golf course. Yeah, there's a beautiful park there. There's not really a lot else up there. Just a nice park. There's a little bit of hiking, biking up there, and the tower, which is free. And history behind it was a Norwegian settler had that land. I don't know all the details, but he had the land that had an amazing view up there. Wanted to share that with everybody else, and somewhere along the lines that tower came to be, and now I believe the city owns it, or it's a park or something like that. But it's free, and it's easy driving distance, just on this outside of Duluth, like right there. I mean, you see it when you're in town. You see it from the waterway. It's up on the hill. Views are awesome up there, and kids have fun. So it's another free activity to do that'll kill hour or two.
Yeah.
You could spend all day up there if you wanted.
But or just go up and see the pretty view, and just fun for them to climb up and see it from.
Amazing pictures. Yeah. If you're into photography, it's a must. Unless you get into an airplane or something like that, you're not going to get pictures like that of the city. You can see 35 miles from up there, so you see Duluth, obviously. Yeah, Superior, and you kind of said that. And see out to the lake a ways, and it's just amazing. And going up in the fall when we were there was extra special. Pretty
colors and everything.
Good picture opportunities and whatnot there. So again, just another thing you can do in Duluth. Now, this trip that we took was in the end of September, beginning of October. So the fall is a great time of the year to go. Weather's cool, and you'll definitely want to bring hats, mittens, jackets. Gloves. We didn't take gloves. We're like, it's kind of summer when we left home, but sweatshirts are a must even in the summer, because the wind can shift off the lake, and all of a sudden it goes from being hot outside to being a little bit cool. So.
Well, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys again in 2020 to join us for our adventures.
Can't wait to hit the road. Take care.